Hello, Demi here. Now today I am talking about Grand Theft Auto, as Grand Theft Auto is in the news again. Now, an Illinois representative, super boomer by the way, wants to ban video games, and today I am going to go over the story, explain why he's wrong, and of course have science from PBS back me up. Now let's get into this and find out what the hell is going on in Illinois. So Grand Theft Auto among violent video games banned in Illinois. A Chicago state representative wants to halt the sale of violent video games which promote criminal activity. Okay, so Illinois State Representative Marcus Evans Jr., major boomer by the way since he's doing this, has introduced a bill that would prohibit the sale of violent video games including Grand Theft Auto. So 98% of all video games. According to Chicago Times, Representative Evans Jr. will amend a 2012 law which will ban the sale of violent video games depicting psychological harm and motor vehicle theft with driver or passenger present. Among the games to be banned will be titles from Rockstar's games Grand Theft Auto. The move was prompted by the rise of carjackings in Chicago. Evans said the bill would prohibit the sale of some of these games that promote the activities we are suffering from in our communities. Spoiler alert, Evans! It will not solve the problem. You'll still have carjackings. People who do carjackings don't play Grand Theft Auto. I'm just gonna say that right here and right now. The bill also changes the definition of violent video games, such as Grand Theft Auto, to one in which players control a character within video games that is encouraged to perpetrate human-on-human violence, in which players kills or otherwise cause serious physical or psychological harm to another human or an animal. So even hunting games will be banned. And then it goes on to talk about GTA closing hackers. I don't care about that. Let's get to the science. Alright, so here we are on PBS. Now, analysts, why it's time to stop blaming video games for real-world violence. Speaking as a researcher who has studied violent video games for almost 15 years, I can state that there is no evidence to support these claims that violent media and real-world violence are connected. And mind you, media would include video games, since video games is a form of media. As far as back as 2011, the US Supreme Court ruled research did not find a clear connection between violent video games and aggressive behavior. Criminologists who study mass shootings specifically refer to these sorts of connections as a myth. It is a myth! In 2017, the Media Psychologically and Technologically Division of American Psychological Association released a statement I helped craft, suggesting reporters and policymakers cease linking to mass shootings to violent media given the lack of evidence for a link. I only have one thing to say to you, Marcus Evans Jr., and it is this, and doing it right now will be my friend Michael Jordan.
Stop it. Get some help.
However, lawmakers in America need to stop linking video games with violent real-world events. I don't sit there and be like, oh, I'm playing Europa Universalis, I'm gonna invade France, and then I end up invading France for real, okay? It doesn't happen. Or I don't sit there and play, Grand Theft Auto, rob a car in Grand Theft Auto, and then go, oh, maybe I'll rob a car in real life! It doesn't work like that. And if people actually think that, okay, if people actually think that, they have a mental illness. I am gonna say that. And they are probably criminally insane. And I'm pretty sure the criminally insane people don't play video games. They're just out there most of the time getting up to mischief. Mind blown! Lawmakers have to go ahead and stop linking violent video games to real-world violence, because as according to PBS, as you saw me read, it is a myth. It is a myth, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're sitting there right now, writing a comment going, oh, but Demi, don't you know, I don't like my kids playing violent video games. They could go out and rob someone. Stop, they're not going to rob someone. There is no link. Scientifically, there is no link. And if your kid is gonna rob someone, maybe you need to do a better job as a parent than blaming video games. Because let's be honest, blaming video games is the easy way out. It is the easy way out. And this lawmaker is taking the easy way out. He's blaming violent video games. Instead, what they should do is arrest these people who are jacking cars, then go ahead and rehabilitate them in prison to not jack cars, and explain to them that jacking cars is bad and that it's someone else's property, and how would you like it if your car was being jacked. But however, that's too much work these days. That is too much work. Let's just blame violent video games like in the 80s. So, yeah, that is all I have to say about this. It is complete stupid. It is so stupid. And normally I don't talk about politics on this channel, but it's about Grand Theft Auto, and I cover Grand Theft Auto. And by golly, I am going to stick up for Grand Theft Auto. It's one of my games from my childhood, and I'm going to fight tooth and nail for Grand Theft Auto. Now, if you like this video, please give it a like, as well as please subscribe for more content. And if you like the content, hit the bell for notifications if you subscribed, as well as leave a comment down below and let me know, what do you think of all this? Do you think it's stupid? Do you think that the science is right? What is your thought on this? I want to know your thought. And as always, I'll see you next time. Also share to all your friends, and I'll be back probably tomorrow. Anyway, I am Demi signing out.